भाव से बहती संस्कारों की धारा। भारत माँ की सेवा में गीता परिवार हमारा, गीता परिवार हमारा।
जय भारत माँ, जय गीता माँ, जय भारत माँ, जय गीता
संस्कृति का वैभव जग में सबसे न्यारा।
जय भारत माँ, जय गीता माँ, जय भारत माँ, जय गीता माँ।
भारतीय संस्कृति का वैभव जग में सबसे न्यारा। ज्ञान और विज्ञान यहीं से सबने पाया सारा, सबने पाया सारा। कुछ भूलों से हारा फिर से जीते देश हमारा। गीता परिवार हमारा, गीता परिवार हमारा।
जय भारत माँ, जय गीता माँ, जय भारत माँ, जय गीता
शील सेवा व्रतधारी युवा जगे पुरुषार्थी।
जय भारत माँ, जय गीता माँ, जय भारत माँ, जय गीता माँ।
त्यागशील सेवा व्रतधारी युवा जगे पुरुषार्थी। वैज्ञानिकता विनय सभ्यता स्वभाव हो निस्वार्थी, स्वभाव हो निस्वार्थी। देशभक्ति में तेजस्वी हो फिर समाज यह सारा। गीता परिवार हमारा, गीता परिवार हमारा।
जय भारत माँ, जय गीता माँ, जय भारत माँ, जय गीता
शिवाजी बुद्ध गगन के तारे।
जय भारत माँ, जय गीता माँ, जय भारत माँ, जय गीता माँ।
महावीर गोविंद शिवाजी बुद्ध गगन के तारे। परंपरा की पुण्य चेतना उर में हम सब धारे, उर में हम सब धारे। बाल हृदय में उसे जगाकर जगे देश यह सारा। गीता परिवार हमारा, गीता परिवार हमारा।
जय भारत माँ, जय गीता माँ, जय भारत माँ, जय गीता माँ।
समर्थ बनाओ।
जय भारत माँ, जय गीता माँ, जय भारत माँ, जय गीता माँ।
त्यागो सारी दुर्बलता और समर्थ बनाओ। बंधु भाव समता ममता से सबको गले लगाओ, सबको गले लगाओ। चलो विवेकानंद मार्ग पर, शुभ संदेश हमारा। गीता परिवार हमारा, गीता परिवार हमारा। ईश्वर भक्ति भाव से बहती संस्कारों की धारा। भारत माँ की सेवा में गीता परिवार हमारा, 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 गीता परिवार हमारा।
हरि शरणं 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 हरि शरणं
हरि शरणं हरि शरणं
हरि शरणं हरि शरणं
हरि शरणं हरि शरणं
हरि शरणं हरि शरणं
हरि शरणं हरि शरणं हरि शरणं हरि शरणं
हरि शरणं हरि शरणं हरि शरणं हरि शरणं हरि शरणं हरि शरणं हरि शरणं हरि शरणं हरि शरणं हरि
चंदन है इस देश की माटी,
चंदन है इस देश की माटी तपोभूमि हर गाँव है हर वाला देवी की प्रतिमा बच्चा बच्चा राम बच्चा बच्चा राम चंदन
श्री गुरु चरण सरोज रज निज मनु मुकुरु सुधारि बरनउ रघुबर बिमल जसु जो दायक फलचारि बुद्धिहीन तनु जानिके सुमिरौ पवन कुमार बल बुद्धि विद्या देहु मोहि हरहु कलेस विकार। जय हनुमान ज्ञान गुण सागर जय कपीसति लोक उजागर रामदूत अतुलित बल धामा अंजनी पुत्र पवन सुत नामा महावीर विक्रम बजरंगी कुमति निवार सुमति के संगी कंचन बरन विराज सुबेसा कानन कुंडल कुंचित केसा हाथ वज्र और ध्वजा विराजे कांधे मूंज जनेऊ साजे शंकर सुवन केसरी नंदन तेज प्रताप महाजगबंदन विद्यावान गुणी अति चातुर राम काज करिबे को आतुर प्रभु चरित्र सुनिबे को रसिया राम लखन सीता मन बसिया सूक्ष्म रूप धरि सियहि दिखावा बिकट रूप धरि लंक जरावा भीम रूप धरि असुर सहारे रामचंद्र के काज सवारे लाय सजीवन लखन जियाए श्री रघुबीर हर्षि उर लाए रघुपति कीन्ही बहुत बड़ाई तुम मम प्रिय भरत ही सम भाई सहस बदन तुम रोजस गावै अस कहि श्रीपति कंठ लगावै सनकादिक ब्रह्मादि मुनीसा नारद सारद सहित अहिसा जम कुबेर दिगपाल जहाते कवि कोविद कहि सके कहाते तुम उपकार सुग्रीवहि कीन्हा राम मिलाय राजपद दीन्हा तुम्हरो मंत्र विभीषण माना लंकेश्वर भय सब जग जाना जुग सहस्र जो जन पर भानु लील्यो ताहि मधुर फल जानू प्रभु मुद्रिका मेलि मुख माहि जलधि लांघि गए अचरज नाहि दुर्गम काज जगत के जेते सुगम अनुग्रह तुमरे तेते राम दुआरे तुम रखवारे होतन आज्ञा बिनु पैसारे सब सुख लहै तुम्हारी सरना तुम रक्षक काहू को डरना आपन तेज संहारो आपै तीनों लोक हाकते कापै भूत पिशाच निकट नहीं आवै महावीर जब नाम सुनावै नासै रोग हरै सब पीरा जपत निरंतर हनुमत बीरा संकट ते हनुमान छुड़ावै मन क्रम वचन ध्यान जो लावै सब पर राम तपस्वी राजा तिनके काज सकल तुम साजा और मनोरथ जो कोई लावै सोई अमित जीवन फल पावै चारों जुग परताप तुम्हारा है प्रसिद्ध जगत उजियारा साधु संत के तुम रखवारे असुर निकंदन राम दुलारे अष्ट सिद्धि नौ निधि के दाता असबर दीन जानकी माता राम रसायन तुम्हारे पासा सदा रहो रघुपति के दासा तुम्हारे भजन राम को पावे जन्म जन्म के दुख बिसरावे अंत काल रघुबर पुर जाई जहाँ जन्म हरि भक्त कहाई और देवता चित्तन धरई हनुमत से सर्व सुख करई संकट कटई मिटई सब पीरा जो सुमिरै हनुमत बलबीरा जय 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 हनुमान गोसाई कृपा करहु गुरुदेव की नाई जो सत बार पाठ कर कोई छूटहि बंदी महासुख होई जो यह पढ़े हनुमान चालीसा होय सिद्धि साखी गौरी सा तुलसीदास सदा हरि चेरा की जय नाथ हृदय महडेरा पवन तनय संकट हरन मंगल मूर्ति रूप राम लखन सीता सहित हृदय बसहु सुर भूप सियावर रामचंद्र की जय पवन सुत हनुमान की जय।
श्री गुरु चरण सरोज रज निज मनु मुकुरु सुधारी बरनऊ रघुबर विमल जसु जोदायक फलचारी बुद्धिहीन तनु जानिके सुमिरौ पवन कुमार बल बुद्धि विद्या देहु मोहि हरहु कलेस विकार। जय हनुमान ज्ञान गुण सागर जय कपीसति हूँ लोक उजागर रामदूत अतुलित बल धामा अंजनी पुत्र पवन सुत नामा महावीर विक्रम बजरंगी कुमति निवार सुमति के संगी कंचन बरन विराज सुबेसा कानन कुंडल कुंचित केसा हाथ वज्र और ध्वजा विराजे कांधे मूज जनेऊ साजे शंकर सुवन केसरी नंदन तेज प्रताप महाजगवंदन विद्यावान गुणी अति चातुर राम काज करिवे को आतुर प्रभु चरित्र सुनिवे को रसिया राम लखन सीता मन बसिया सूक्ष्म रूप धरि सियहि दिखावा विकट रूप धरि लंक जरावा भीम रूप धरि असुर संहारे रामचंद्र के काज संवारे लाय सजीवन लखन जियाए श्री रघुबीर हरषि उर लाए रघुपति कीन्ही बहुत बड़ाई तुम मम प्रिय भरतहि सम भाई सहस बदन तुम रोजस गावे अस कहि श्रीपति कंठ लगावे सनकादिक ब्रह्मादि मुनीसा नारद सारद सहित अहिसा जम कुबेर दिक्पाल जहाते कवि कोविद कहि सकै कहाते तुम उपकार सुग्रीवहि कीन्हा राम मिलाय राजपद दीन्हा तुम्हरो मंत्र विभीषण माना लंकेश्वर भय सब जग जाना जुग सहस्र जो जन पर भानु लील्योताहि मधुर फल जानू प्रभु मुद्रिका मेलि मुख माहि जलधि लांघि गए अचरज नाही दुर्गम काज जगत के जेते सुगम अनुग्रह तुम्हरे तेते राम दुआरे तुम रखवारे होत न आज्ञा बिनु पैसारे सब सुख लहै तुम्हारी सरना तुम रक्षक काहू को डरना आपन तेज संहारो आपे तीनों लोक हांकते कांपे भूत पिशाच निकट नहीं आवे महावीर जब नाम सुनावे नासै रोग हरै सब पीरा जपत निरंतर हनुमत वीरा संकट ते हनुमान छुड़ावे मन क्रम वचन ध्यान जो लावे सब पर राम तपस्वी राजा तिनके काज सकल तुम साजा और मनोरथ जो कोई लावे सोई अमित जीवन फल पावे चारों जुग परताप तुम्हारा है प्रसिद्ध जगत उजियारा साधु संत के तुम रखवारे असुर निकंदन राम दुलारे अष्ट सिद्धि नौ निधि के दाता असवर दीन जानकी माता राम रसायन तुम्हारे पासा सदा रहो रघुपति के दासा तुम्हारे भजन राम को पावे जन्म जन्म के दुख बिसरावे अंत काल रघुबर पुर जाई जहाँ जन्म हरि भक्त कहाई और देवता चित्तन धरई हनुमत से सर्व सुख करई संकट कटे मिटे सब पीरा जो सुमिरे हनुमत बलबीरा जय 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 हनुमान गोसाई कृपा करहु गुरुदेव की नाई जो सत बार पाठ कर कोई छूट ही बंदी महासुख होई जो यह पढ़े हनुमान चालीसा होय सिद्धि साखी गौरीसा तुलसीदास सदा हरि चेरा की जय नाथ हृदय महडेरा पवन तनय संकट हरन मंगल मूर्ति रूप राम लखन सीता सहित हृदय बसहु सुर भूप सियावर रामचंद्र की जय पवन सुत हनुमान की जय उमापति महादेव की जय।
श्री गुरु चरण सरोज रज निज मनु मुकुरु सुधारि बरनउ रघुबर बिमल जसु जो दायकु फलचारि बुद्धिहीन तनु जानिके सुमिरौ पवन कुमार बल बुद्धि विद्या देहु मोहि हरहु कलेश विकार। ज्ञान गुण सागर जय कपीसति लोक उजागर। रामदूत अतुलित बल धामा अंजनी पुत्र पवन सुत नामा। महावीर विक्रम बजरंगी कुमति निवार सुमति के संगी। कंचन बरन विराज सुबेसा कानन कुंडल कुंचित केसा। हाथ वज्र और ध्वजा विराजे कांधे मूंज जनेऊ साजे। शंकर सुवन केसरी नंदन तेज प्रताप महाजगबंदन। विद्यावान गुणी अति चातुर राम काज करिबे को आतुर। प्रभु चरित्र सुनिबे को रसिया राम लखन सीता मन बसिया। सूक्ष्म रूप धरि सिंह दिखावा विकट रूप धरि लंक जरावा। भीम रूप धरि असुर सहारे रामचंद्र के काज सवारे। लाय सजीवन लखन जियाए श्री रघुबीर हर्षि उर लाए। रघुपति कीन्ही बहुत बड़ाई तुम मम प्रिय भरत ही समभाई। सहस बदन तुम रोजस गावै अस कहि श्रीपति कंठ लगावै। सनकादिक ब्रह्मादि मुनीसा नारद सारद सहित अहिसा। जम कुबेर दिगपाल जहाते कवि कोविद कहि सके कहाते। तुम उपकार सुग्रीवहि कीन्हा राम मिलाय राजपद दीन्हा। तुम्हरो मंत्र विभीषण माना लंकेश्वर भय सब जग जाना। जुग सहस्र जो जन पर भानु लील्यो ताहि मधुर फल जानु। प्रभु मुद्रिका मेलि मुख माहि जलधि लांघि गए अचरज नाहि। दुर्गम काज जगत के जेते सुगम अनुग्रह तुमरे तेते। राम द्वारे तुम रखवारे होतन आज्ञा बिनु पैसारे। सब सुख लहै तुम्हारी सरना तुम रक्षक काहू को डरना। आपन तेज सम्हारो आपै तीनों लोक हाकते कापै। भूत पिशाच निकट नहीं आवै महावीर जब नाम सुनावै। नासै रोग हरै सब पीरा जपत निरंतर हनुमत बीरा। संकट ते हनुमान छुड़ावै मन क्रम वचन ध्यान जो लावै। सब पर राम तपस्वी राजा तिनके काज सकल तुम साजा। और मनोरथ जो कोई लावै सोई अमित जीवन फल पावै। चारों जुग परताप तुम्हारा है प्रसिद्ध जगत उजियारा। साधु संत के तुम रखवारे असुर निकंदन राम दुलारे। अष्ट सिद्धि नौ निधि के दाता असबर दीन जानकी माता। राम रसायन तुम्हारे पासा सदा रहो रघुपति के दासा। तुम्हारे भजन राम को पावै जन्म जन्म के दुख बिसरावै। अंत काल रघुबर पुर जाई जहाँ जन्म हरि भक्त कहाई। और देवता चित्तन धरई हनुमत से सर्व सुख करई। संकट कटई मिटई सब पीरा जो सुमिरै हनुमत बलबीरा। जय 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 हनुमान गोसाई कृपा करहु गुरुदेव की नाई। जो सत बार पाठ कर कोई छूटहि बंदी महासुख होई। जो यह पढ़े हनुमान चालीसा होय सिद्धि साखी गौरीसा। तुलसीदास सदा हरि चेरा की जय नाथ हृदय महडेरा। पवन तनय संकट हरन मंगल मूर्ति रूप। राम लखन सीता सहित हृदय बसहु सुरभूप। सियावर रामचंद्र की जय पवन सुत हनुमान की जय।
सच्चिदानंद तारकं वीरम् कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुम्।
Jai Shri Krishna to all of you. A very divine evening to all present here. By the divine grace of Yogiraj Shri Krishna and the revered blessings of Param Pujya Swami Govinda Dev Giriji Maharaj, I, Bhargavi, welcome you all to this sacred gathering of 13th chapter revision of third part out of 3 parts. Let us begin our session with Prarthana to purify our minds and open our hearts to divine knowledge. May His blessings guide us on the path of sadhana and self-realization. To offer opening prayer and invoke us, I invite Srimati Archana Brahma Bhattji from USA. Didi is a school teacher by profession, a BCom graduate, and a passionate singer. Didi joined Geeta Pariwar in 2021 and serves as sport trainer. Jai Shri Krishna, Didi. Didi, please unmute yourself.
जय श्री कृष्ण दीदी, जय श्री कृष्ण। वसुदेवसुतं देवं कंसचाणूरमर्दनं देवकी परमानन्दं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुं। कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुं। जय श्री कृष्ण।
Thank you, Didi. Thank you for invoking such divine energy through your prayer. It was truly uplifting, Didi. The lamp we light is not just a ritual, it is a reminder that, like a flame, our knowledge must spread light and warmth to others. Deep Prajalan is a symbol of purity, clarity, and the eternal presence of divine. Now I invite Aruna Benji for auspicious Deep Prajalan. Didi has been a part of Geeta Parivar since August 2020 and offers her seva as technical assistant. Jai Shri Krishna, Didi.
निषिद्धैरप्येभिर्लुलितमकरन्दो मधुकरैः करैरिन्दोरन्तश्छुरित इव सम्भिन्नमुकुलः विधत्तां सिद्धिन्नो नयनसुभगामस्य सदसः प्रकीर्णः पुष्पाणां हरिचरणयोरञ्जलिरयम् शरदिन्दुनिभां शुभ्रवस्त्रैरलङ्कृतां कलहंसकृतावासां वरदां शारदां नुमः।
Thank you, Didi, for your beautiful Deep Prajalan. We are happy to announce that we are happy to share that Geeta Maitri Milan is being organized in Visakhapatnam on June 1st, Sunday. It's a wonderful opportunity for all Geeta Parivar members in and around the area to connect, share, and grow together on the path of Geeta. We warmly invite each one of you to join this satsang and make it a memorable gathering filled with devotion, learning, and bonding. Your presence will truly add joy and strength to the Milan. And I would like to share the information that Learngeeta program will commence from 30th May in 13 different languages and 21 time slots. Let us collectively make an effort to invite our friends, relatives, and neighbors to join in this divine journey and help connect more individuals with the timeless wisdom of Bhagavad Gita. And also encourage your family members, and I would also encourage participants to share the link of today's Vivation session as widely as possible so that others too may benefit from this insightful divine satsang. Now, with the utmost respect and joy, I extend my warm welcome to the respected speaker, Srimati Shraddha Raodeo ji, a disciple of Param Pujya Swamiji Govindadev Giriji Maharaj and president of Geeta Pariwar, Hyderabad. Didi has been serving Geeta Pariwar since 2020, leading many initiatives including online Geeta classes and jail classes. With a strong background in teaching Bhagavad Gita and over a decade of seva, Shraddha ji also brings professional experience in IT and management. Jai Shri Krishna Didi.
Jai Shri Krishna Devi. A very nice start of the session, Bhargavi-ji, with beautiful deep prajwal and prarthana and your presence. Let us all bow down to Param Puja Gurudev and Shri Krishna himself so that they give us the right intellect to understand this chapter and we can get the best out of this session. Hari Om. Let us all pray together. Gurur Brahma, Gurur Vishnu, Gurudevo Maheshwaraha, Guru Sakshat Parabrahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Krishnaya Vasudevaya Haraye Paramatmane Pranatah Kleshanashaya Govindaya Namo Namaha. Om Parthaya Pratibodhitam Bhagavata Narayanena Swayam Vyasena Grathitam Purana Munina Madhye Mahabharatam Advaitamritavarshinim Bhagavati Mashtadashaധ്യായിനീം Amma Tvam Anusandadhami Bhagavad Gīte Bhavatvetam. Om Shri Gurave Namaha, Om Shri Krishnaya Namaha. A very warm welcome to the session again, all of you. With blessings of Param Pujya Swamiji, we have come this far in this journey of learning Bhagavad Gita. 13th chapter in itself comes with its own challenges of pronunciation and also from meaning wise, it's not a very easy chapter to understand. But we have come this far, and getting to come this far in itself is a huge blessing. It is in itself a huge, you can say, it is in itself a big opportunity that we have to come closer to this divine knowledge, which we can acquire only in this birth. It is not possible to get this kind of knowledge, get this knowledge in any other yoni. So not only are we blessed to be born as human beings that we are born as, but also in the 7th chapter, as Sri Krishna says, Manushyanam Sahasreshu Kashchid Yatati Siddhaye. There are very few people who are on this path of learning, trying to know me. And amongst those also, Yogi Namapi Sarvesham Matkate Nantaratmana, when Shri Krishna says, amongst them also very few reach up to that place where they can come very close to the secrets that I have revealed in Bhagavad Gita. And 13th chapter is one of the most good adhyay, most deep chapters of Śrīmad-Bhagavadgītā. And today we are on its last part. So heartiest best wishes to all of you, that may we all be able to assimilate the great principles that we have explored in this chapter. So far, what we have seen in this chapter is that Shri Krishna has introduced us two important terms, Kshetra and a Kshetrajna. He has also given, in the first session we saw, we had a beautiful insight into what is this body made up of, what are the different compositions of our Prakriti. We have seen that what are the different compositions, what are the different things that we are made up of, what is this kshetra made up of. And apart from that, we have also seen some very important principles about whom the kshetrajna, that is the God himself, the one who understands the Kshetra, is the Kshetrajna. So far, we have seen individually what are the properties of the Kshetra, what are the properties of the Kshetrajna. Today, our focus would primarily be on how are these two connected and how their understanding can uplift us as human beings. So that will be the prime focus of the session today as we will move gradually towards the conclusion of the 13th chapter. We had completed up till 18th shlok in the last session. We will begin from the 19th shlok today. Prakritim Purushaim Chaiva Vidyanadi Ubhavapi Vikaranshcha Gunanshchaiva Vidhi Prakriti Sambhavan. Now, before we dive deeper into this concept, we all should be very clear about what is the Prakriti and what is the Purush. Basically, in very simple terms of science, we can say Prakriti is the matter, the Jada Prakriti that we see around us, the things that we see around us. The Purush is the energy which brings this entire Jada, that is the entire matter, to life. Like we have the electricity flowing into these equipments which bring the equipments to life. This lamp without the electricity is of no use. Just like that, the Jada Prakriti by itself will not be able to function unless there is a energy in it. That energy is the Purush Tattva. So this is the difference between the Prakriti and the Purush, and together they come to bring this entire world into a functionable world. This Purush is the divine entity that gives soul to all the elements, and then with that, these elements give the form of the world that we see around us. So both Prakriti and Purush, both are eternal. It's not that the difference between the two is the Prakriti, that with the matter we see around us, we sometimes feel that it is not eternal. It is eternal, but it is ever changing. However, Purush is not only eternal, it is also avyaya. It doesn't change with time. So this is the difference of in between both. The expression here that is used, ubhavapi, denotes that Prakriti and Purush both are different, but at the same time it is said vidya nadi, vidya anadi, they both are eternal. Ubhavapi. This word Vidyanadi is for both. That is Prakriti and Purush. And how are they? Vikaranscha Gunanscha eva. There are transformations. In what? Vikaranscha Gunanscha eva. With the Prakriti Sambhavan. About Prakriti, Shri Krishna elaborates that there are transformations within the Prakriti, though they both are eternal. Vidyanadi Ubhavapi, though these both are eternal, there are continuous transformations going on where? In Prakriti, with the Prakriti Sambhavan originating from this Prakriti. So we can experience this whole world as is full of these two elements, the Purush and the Prakriti. And with the combined effort of both, the entire whatever is happening in this universe is happening due to the combined effort of both Prakriti and Purush. But understand that Prakriti is how it is Trigunatmaka. Trigunatmaka means it is consisting of three gunas. We all already are aware of it: the Rajogun, Sattvagun, Rajogun, and the Tamogun. All these are the Prakriti is consisting of all these, and because owing to these actions, we all know that these gunas have their own properties. Sattva gun drives us where? Towards knowledge. Where does Rajogun drive us? It drives us towards action. The Tamo guna drives us where? It drives us towards inaction. So because these gunas are constantly operating in the Prakriti, what is happening? They are driving us into action. And what is the Purush doing there? Kshetrajna that we saw. The Purush is sitting nicely inside the Kshetra, that is this body. And what is happening? Though the Prakriti is doing everything, who is bearing the consequences? The Kshetrajna. The Purush Tattva sitting inside it is bearing the consequences. Ideally, the Purush has got nothing to do with all the actions that are happening, but it is so closely associated with the Prakriti that it has forgotten its mool swabhav. And what is happening? It is started believing that I am doing this whole action. So This Shri Krishna explains in the next shloka. So what we have seen so far, that Prakriti and Purush together are bringing this world into operation, and Prakriti, owing to its transformation, is responsible for all the action that is going around with beyond within it. But what is happening to the Purush? The Purush has started feeling that I am the doer. And what Shri Krishna says in this context, कार्यकरणकर्तृत्वे हेतुः प्रकृतिरुच्यते पुरुषः सुखदुःखानां भोक्तृत्वे हेतुरुच्यते. Understand this, very important. Here what Shri Krishna is saying, karyakarana in the effect for cause. Karyakarana means what? The effect and the cause. Because of certain things, because of certain cause, something is happening. Who is responsible for this? Hetu Prakriti Ruchyate. All the things that are happening around it are happening because of the Prakriti. So who is the cause, and what is who is the cause behind everything? It is the Prakriti. But what is happening? Purusha Sukha Dukkhanam Bhoktrutve Hetu Ruchyate. The Purush sitting inside this Prakriti is experiencing all the pleasure and the pain. That is the Sukha Dukkha. Who is experiencing? The Purush is experiencing. Purush has Bhoktrutve Hetu Ruchyate. Who is the cause for this entire pain and sorrow? Who is experiencing? It is the Purush. Now, how is this possible? It is because of the close proximity of whom? The Purush and the Prakriti. To understand this, just assume. Now, we all must have seen a ball, iron ball. Just assume an iron ball. Now, this iron ball, if it is thrown into fire, what will happen? It will start burning, and that fire will assume the shape of the ball. It is sphere. Now, in general, if we look at the fire, does fire have any shape? It is shapeless. It does not have any shape. But what do we see when it is thrown in the fire? It assumes the shape of the ball. It starts appearing how? Circular to us. Why? Because of its association with a spherical object. The fire is appearing circular to us. Just like that, the Purush Tattva, it has no form. It is away. Its properties are very distinct from the Prakriti. But because it is very closely associated with the Prakriti, with the nature, what is happening? It is appearing as if it is a part of the Prakriti. The Purusha is within this body, but what is happening? Because of the close proximity it is having with the body, we have started believing that this body itself is the Purush Tattva, that is me, because of the close association. Same thing you think from the perspective of the iron ball. What is the property of this iron ball? Iron ball is at room temperature. It by default it has no heat, but because it is coming in contact with fire, it has become very, very hot. Similarly, the Purush, the Prakriti, because it has the Purush Tattva inside it, it has got that Chaitanya, it has got that illuminescence, it has got that brightness, like how this iron ball is getting from the fire. So that is how they are so closely related to each other that they assume each other's form. And what happens? Purusha Sukha Dukkhanam Bhoktrutve Heturuchyate. It starts appearing as if what? They both are one. They get so closely together, associated with each other, and the Purush starts experiencing what? The sorrow, and the sorrow or the pain, or also the happiness because of the activities that are happening around it. Now, what is the effect of this association? We saw that because they are so closely associated with each other, what is happening? We feel that they are one, they are behaving, they have assumed each other's forms. So, what is the effect of all this thing? Purusha Prakristho hi bhungte prakritishan gunan karanam guna sangosya sadasatyo nijanmasu. We have to think of the effect it has on the Purush, because Prakriti is independently working, it is working under the influence of the gunas. We are the Kshetrajna. We have seen in this chapter itself, Shri Krishna says, Kshetrajne Mam Vidhi. You assume that I am the Kshetrajna. That's when Shri Krishna is saying. He is saying, I am also present in everyone. I am present in each object around us. We have seen in the first session itself that Kshetrajna is present in each one of us. So what is the impact this close association with the Prakriti having on this on this Purusha, on the Kshetrajna which is seated inside the Prakriti? Purusha Prakritisthohi. Look at this word Prakritistha. What is the meaning of this tha? Whenever you add a word, letter, combination tha at the end of some word, it means it is situated there or it is present there. When we say what we do with the shlokas, your teachers must be training you to do what? Kanthastha karo. What we say, kanthastha means what? Put those shloka in your kanthastha. They are situated in your kantha, means in your throat. So whenever you want to chant, automatically they will you will be able to chant them. So stha means station there. Where is this Purush station? Purusha Prakriti sthohi. It is situated or it is seated in the Prakriti. And what is happening? Bhumte Prakriti Jan Gunan. What it is having? It is nicely enjoying. Enjoying what? The qualities which are born out of Prakriti. Which are those the Sattva Guni activities, the Rajo Guni activities, it is Tamo Guni activities. It is enjoying. All these are born from where? Prakriti Jan Gunan. Prakriti Jan means what? Born out of this Prakriti. So out of this Prakriti, whatever gunas are happening and whatever is happening around that, it is nicely enjoying. Karanang Guna Sangosya. Who is the cause behind all these things? The Sangha, that is the attachment that is there with the gunas. We are doing activities in the whole day. Somebody is going to the office, somebody is doing other activities. We are doing all these activities why? Owing to our attachment to the guna. Somebody's done taken sannyas and gone somewhere. All these activities which are happening, karanam guna sangha, because of our association with the three different types of gunas, all these activities are happening. And as a result of that, what is happening? Sat Asat. Sat Asat Yoni Janmasu. Now what happens? Because of these activities that we are doing around us, there are different types of outcomes. There are positive outcomes, there are negative outcomes. As a result of positive outcomes, we'll be born into good unis. See, we all are sitting and learning Bhagavad Gita. Why? Because we have done some very good deeds in the past. And because of our good deeds of the past, we have got this opportunity to learn Bhagavad Gita in our lives. So we have come into a Sat Yoni. Some people might have done some sins, might have resulted in some different species which are not able to take care of themselves. Asat Yoni. So Sat Asat Yoni Janmasu. Yonishu Janmasu. So they get birth in good or the evil species or in the evil wombs. And based on our association with the gunas, our actions are going to happen, and good or bad outcomes are going to happen, based on which we will be stuck in this life and death cycle. But what is our form? What is this Purush Tattva? How is this Purush Tattva? Basically, it has got no relationship with this Prakriti. It has just come here. It is like this electricity which is entered into the lamp, and it is supposed to give light. The same electricity entering into AC, it will make the whole environment cool. It is just there to do what? To give life to the Prakriti, to give energy to this Prakriti. But what happens? Just like that iron ball, this because of the close association, the Purush has forgotten the light that it has within us. The Purush Tattva. How is the form of this Purush Tattva? Chidananda Rupam Shivoham Shivoham. This Purush Tattva is independent. It is the Chidananda Surup. It is a form of this Parampita Paramatma. But what happens? Because it is closely associated with Prakriti, it has started experiencing the pain and the pleasure that is there in this Prakriti. It is like, just imagine, there are two kingdoms, and there is this mighty king, who these two kingdoms go on a war, and a very mighty king has been captured by the enemy king. So what will happen? Now, though this person is a king, but now where is he? He's imprisoned in the enemy king's jail. So what will he undergo? His might is all forgotten. He has become helpless and imprisoned in the enemy clan. Similar is the situation of the Purush. What has happened? It is also enslaved in this Prakriti. It is forgetting what I am. I am Chidananda Swarup. But where am I now? I am experiencing the pain, the sorrow, and becoming sad. Just a lion. A lion is a mighty creature. He has so much strength. But if a thorn enters his paw, what is happening? Or if he comes under the influence of some disease, what will happen? He will forget all his might and he will be stuck. Hmm? Just like that, this Purush Tattva is under the influence of the Prakriti and has completely forgotten its might. As a result, what has happened? Asya Guna Sangaha Karanam. For what? Asya Guna Sangha, its association with the gunas is cause for what? Sat Asat Yoni Janma. So it is cause for the birth in the good and the evil wombs. So because of that, he will be, born again and again in this kind of yonis. So what has to be done? How do we free ourselves? We have to free ourselves from this a complete attachment. Proximity is happening. Why? Because the mind thinks that this Prakriti is mine. My Jivatma, the Jivatma within me has started believing this body of Shraddha is mine. The moment we say mine or me, what happens? We start experiencing the pleasure and the pain that the body is experiencing. Now, this is, but so for this, what we have to do? We have to slowly, gradually disassociate ourselves, start freeing ourselves from the grief, also start freeing ourselves from the happiness. It is not that we only free ourselves from the grief, we also free ourselves from the happiness, the misery, and everything around us. Slowly we start dissociating and understand that this body is not me. This mind is not me. Who am I? So this activity has also been done by Adi Shankaracharya so beautifully. He has given us the verses for disassociating ourselves from this Prakriti. Mano buddhya hankara chitta niham. I am not the man, I am not the buddhi, I am not the ahankar, I am not the chitta. Nacha shrotra jivve, nacha grana netre, न च व्योम भूमिर्न तेजो न वायु Chidananda Shivoham Shivoham. Who am I? I am the Chidananda Roop. So what we should do? We have to gradually go within ourselves and realize what is within us. Try to understand that this Prakriti is around us and try to explore our own identity. Now, when we try to explore our own identity, what are the transitions that we go through? This is a very important thing. What are the transitions that a person undergoes when they try to explore themselves? Upadrashtanumanta cha bharta bhokta maheshwarah paramatmeti chapyukto dehesmin purushah parah. Dehe asmin purusha paraha. What is Shri Krishna saying? Dehe asmin purusha paraha. This the Chaitanya Tattva, which is within us. How does it fulfill all the roles? By sitting within us. First, he is Dehe asmin purusha paraha. In this deha, in this body, what are the different things that this Purusha is doing? First, he is the Upadrashta. Upadrashta means what? It is the onlooker. Now see what is the word here. It is not drashta. Drashta means what? Means somebody who is seeing. You all are looking at me. Drashta. Upadrashta means what? Closely watching. So we have CCTV cameras in our homes, right? Homes, shops, businesses. We watch around us. Acha, CCTV hai, so don't do any misdeeds. But remind yourself that the CCTV that Sri Krishna has put within us is watching us from all 14 directions and how all the time. So watching us very closely, not just drashta. When we look at our CCTV footages, we are just drashta, watching only for some time. But this Sri Krishna has done what? He has made arrangements to be our Upadrashta, means watching very, very closely. So what is he seeing? He is not only seeing what we are doing, He is also seeing what we are thinking. Not only watching us, not only listening to us, he is also knowing what we are thinking. So this is the general role of God in all the human beings. He is always watching. Now, the moment we realize that we are being watched, what we will do, we will start doing good activities. We will not be, we'll be watching, oh, okay, when the CCTV is there, people are hesitating to, to steal anything or do anything wrong, right? Similarly, the moment we realize that God is always watching me from all the 14 directions, then what will happen? I'll naturally be tempted to do what good actions. I will invest my time into learning good scriptures, learning good things. Naturally, what we will do, we will start doing good things, and automatically, what will happen? The chitta shuddhi will happen. Chitta shuddhi means what? We will start our consciousness, our subconscious mind will start getting cleansed. It will automatically get cleansed, and what will happen? The curtain that we have between within our the identity that has been uh, closed for us will slightly start getting revealed. And what will happen? From upadrashta, this God which is sitting within us becomes what? Anumanta. That is the next level. So now he doesn't remain upadrashta. He doesn't remain somebody who is looking at you. He becomes Anumanta. Means what? He becomes the guiding force. From within, he gives us a direction, what to do, what not to do. There is a subtle voice within us which tells us what has to be done, what is not to be done. Hmm? The life of great individuals are guided by God Himself. So He guides from within. There is something within us which told us that we have to pursue this path of Bhagavad Gita. So what has happened? The role of God has become a little higher. So from Upadrashta, what he has become? He has become an Anumanta. Now, after becoming an Anumanta, what will happen? The moment we realize that he is guiding me, he is the one who is taking care of all things, he is the one who is, responsible for giving me all the directions, he also starts becoming the one who is fulfilling all my wishes. Whatever I want to do, I want to learn Bhagavad Gita, I want to become a trainer, I just pray at the lotus feet of Bhagwan that let me be capable enough to do Gita Seva. Let me be capable enough to do something good for this society. And what happens? The Kshetrajna within us will become what? Bharta. Means he is the one who is going to provide everything. He is going to who is going to be the one who is going to help us achieve something, getting the right opportunities. The individuals don't need to do anything. When they decide that they want something, there are stories about people who do this Narmada Parikrama, how, in difficult situations, the plate, they are sitting doing dhyan in the jungles near the Narmada, and what happened? All of a sudden, this plate full of good food came and appeared from nowhere. We don't know who has kept it, who has done it. But what happened? All of a sudden, when we need donation, somebody automatically comes, I want to donate something for a good cause, and that issue and that our problems get solved. He becomes the Bharta, taking care of our wishes. And gradually, as more and more good deeds keep happening, God assumes the role of Bhokta. Now, whatever is done, when he becomes Bhokta, the person becomes a saint. He actually, without doing anything, what is happening? Whatever is being done, it is being consumed by whom? The God Himself. Because what they feel, I am not the doer, so I am not going to consume the results of this entire action. So it is if we give food to such a saint, it is as if offering the food to Shri Krishna. Whenever they talk, when our Swamiji talks, the Bhagavad Vani, it becomes like the Vani of God itself. So this when the role of the Kshetrajna is increased, what happens? He assumes the role, a greater role. He becomes like a saint, and gradually they attain actual God, godhood. We can say they become very close to God. The last stage is Maheshwara. So these are the different stages. What is Maheshwara? whatever is this decided by these people, completion of those tasks becomes the responsibility of whom? It becomes the responsibility of the God himself. उन्होंने बोल दिया तो होना है. Who will take care of accomplishing it? The God himself will take the responsibility of accomplishing him. These are the different stages from Upadrashta to Anumanta, from Anumanta to Bharta, then Bhokta and Maheshwara. These are the stages in which our Kshetragya, the more closer we try to understand God, the closer we try to get to the Kshetragya within us. This is how the transition happens within us. And the one who understands all this, what will happen to the one who understands all this? For them, there is for them, what is the reward? That Shri Krishna explains that in the next shloka. Ya evam veti purusham prakritim cha gunai saha sarvatha vartamanopi nasabhuyo vijayate. So what Shri Krishna is saying, that Arjun, one must understand these things. What are those things? Sa ya evam veti purusham. That who is the Purush. And Prakriti. What is the Prakriti? Along with his gunas, the one who understands all these. They understand Sarvatha Vartamanopi. The one who understands Prakriti, Purush, the relation between them, the gunas of the Prakritis, or the one who understands all this. Nascha bhuyo vijayate. Abhijayate means no need, born. Abhijayate is being born. Born again and again, because we are set in this cycle of life and death. The person who understands this Prakriti, Purush, the three gunas, the relationship between the gunas and the Prakriti, Purush, they will not have to take rebirth. So how do we understand this? What is this entire problem statement? Let's understand again. What is the problem statement? That the Prakriti and the Purush are very closely entangled with each other. We are not able to separate them. And though we are understanding that Purush and Prakriti, these are, closely associated with each other, all these things we are understanding. But how to understand in detail? What are we actually trying to understand? Swamiji has explained this very beautifully. It's like, just assume that at your home there is uncooked rice and uncooked dal. These grains are totally different types. Suppose I decide that I have to make khichdi, and now I mix all the dal available in my house with all the rice available in the house. Both are completely mixed up. All of a sudden I realize, oh no, I can't make khichdi today. I have to cook them separately and create two separate dishes out of it. And there is no way I can buy this new set of dal and rice. What I have to sit and do? I have to separate the grains. Now all these grains are mixed up. What I have to do? One by one, I have to separate the grains. Separate the grains of the dal from the grains of the rice uncooked. How difficult that task is. Like that, Prakriti and Purush are completely mixed up. Very, very badly mixed up. Now we have to do the task of what? Separating the Purush and separating the Prakriti and its gunas from this mixed up dal rice, uncooked dal rice. Yeah, it is just like separating these grains. We have to start and separate this Prakriti and Purush. And this entire 13th chapter is all about separating this dal and rice. It's all about separating the matter from the consciousness. That is all what this entire 13th chapter is about. Sarvatha vartamanopi, in all ways. Vartamanaha api. Once this separation is done, in the living state also. Vartamana api. No need to die to attain moksha. No need to end this sharir. No need to end this life. In the current situation, Vartamana api nasa bhuya abhijayate. No need to be born. No need to die. No need to be born. In whatever we are doing now, when a sadhaka is able to get this kind of siddhi, in whatever he does now, he is not entitled to be reborn. He is always there. So, how to do this separation? How to separate this Prakriti and Purush? So Krishna, We have this question now that dal and rice have to be separated. Very that small activity of pecking and separating we have to do. How do we do that? Shri Krishna starts explaining from the next shlok. Dhyanenatmani pashyanti sorry. Dhyanenatmani pashyanti kechidatmanamatmana अन्ये सांख्येन योगेन कर्म योगेन चापरे. Four ways of separating this Prakriti and Purush have been explained here. What are the four ways? First thing is why four ways. Four ways are explained. But why do we need the four ways? एक ही चीज बता देते, he could have just given us one way. No, first only that activity is so difficult. And in that he is telling there are four options, you choose which option you want. Why? Because everybody's nature is different. We are born out of this Prakriti. Everybody's gunas are different. We have a different set of activities, different set of, things have led to our birth. So, because we all are different, our interests are different. Shri Krishna says, don't worry. Everything, everybody will not be able to do. For instance, if I have to sit and do dhyan, being a mother of two kids, it's impossible to do sit and do dhyan. So I have to take care of the family also, take care of this also, take care of everything. So dhyan is not something that we will be able to do. For them, what is marg? There is a karma yoga. There is somebody who can do dhyan, but that dhyan is not satiating enough. They want to pursue the marg of seeking knowledge. For them, there is a jnana yoga, sankhya yoga. So Shri Krishna says, broadly, I am telling you, there are four ways. Depending on your interest, you can choose which way, which are those four different paths. Dhyanen atmani pashyanti, with the help of meditation. Atmani pashyanti. What is Kechid atmanam atmana? See what they are seeing with the help of dhyan. First, let us understand what is the definition of dhyan. In dhyan, the definition of dhyan as per the Patanjali Yoga Sutras is Tatra pratyayik Katanata dhyanam means what? Focusing on ourselves. Who is watching? I am the one who is watching. How? Whom am I watching? Watching myself. How? With the power of concentration. So, Atmani Pashyanti. Kechid, some people. Atmanam Atmana means with the help of their own eyes, with the help of their own Atma Tattva, they are trying to reach the Atma Tattva, focusing on the Atman. Atman means self. Focusing on the self, they are trying to go closer to themselves. So that is the entire process. The first way is dhyan. This is the entire process we have seen in the 6th chapter. This is for those who can sit in silence, concentrate. For others, their strength is their thinking, their intellect. For such people, anye sankhena yogena, the process jnana yoga. It is the jnana yoga is essentially what? The process of elimination. I am not this, I am not that. Who am I? Am I the Prithvi Tattva? Am I water? Am I something else? A devotee who follows this path of seeking the knowledge will start, understanding himself, will start discriminating himself from the Prakriti, and then he will start going closer to the reality. He will start going closer to the real from the unreal. He will isolate himself by the means of knowledge. So, Bhagwan Buddha, we all know about him. He is the Dhyana Yogi. He has walked on this path and managed to clear the Prakriti and Purush by the means of what? Dhyana Yoga. Bhagwan Kapil Muni, he is a Sankhya Yogi. He has followed the path of what? Knowledge. Bhagwan Shankaracharya, he is a Jnana Yogi. He has followed the path of what? Knowledge. And Karma Yogena Chapare, some other people. This is an interesting category. Why? Because they are action oriented. They cannot sit steady for dhyan, and they cannot keep studying the scriptures also. We have our businesses, we have our families, we have other activities to do. They are all action. We are all action oriented people. We cannot sit quietly. We are also more under the influence of Rajoguna. All such people, they can only focus on their karma. So they become what? They are going to be the karma yogi. Karma yogena chapare. So for some people it is dhyana yoga. For some it is jnana yoga. For some it is karma yoga. And what Sri Krishna is going to tell next is something extremely delightful. It is for people like us, which we probably for us, even karma converted to karma yoga, it is very difficult to us. So before I go to the next slope, see, till now, whatever we have discussed, it might be difficult. You might have understood a part of it, some of it you might not have understood. Try to understand that. But whatever he is going to tell next, do not miss it at any point, any cost. Why? Because what he says is very, very relevant to us. If we do not fall in all the other categories, what Shri Krishna says, Anyetvevam श्रुत्वान्येभ्योपासते तेऽपि चातितरन्त्येव मृत्युं श्रुतिपरायणाः. This slok is as if, in between of telling this Gudha Gyan, in between telling this very deep knowledge, Shri Krishna is all of a sudden reminded of all of us, people in Kali Yuga, who will not have the concentration power to do dhyan yoga, who will not have time to explore scriptures, who will be very action oriented. For all of a sudden, Shri Krishna is reminded, Are, these people will not fall in any category. For them, let me tell you what you can do. Atvevam ajanantah. Though here, what is the Anyetu evam ajanatah? All these four paths, what I have told you, four paths which I have told you, there are some who will not know any of them. Ajanatah, not knowing all four of them. There will be category who will not know all these four paths. For them, what? Shrutva niyembhya upasate. Means they can just listen to the scriptures by great people. Just listen to what our Swamiji tells. Beautiful Bhagavad Katha recently concluded. Just listen to them. By listening and listening alone. Just listening to, but whom? To great people, not to the gossip of your friends. Listen to saints. Listen to people like Swamiji. Our land is blessed to have so many Sadgurus, the genuine Sadgurus. We don't need to go very far. We have our Param Puja Gurudev telling Ram Katha, Hanuman Katha, Bhagavad Katha. Just listening. And what Sri Krishna says, Shruti Parayanaha means what? Those who are addicted to listening. Parayan, always listening. Maybe I'm not able to chant Bhagavad Gita properly, but if I'm always constantly listening to Suvarna Kakiji's audios, then I become what? Shruti Parayan, always devoted to listening to what? The great verses, to the greatness of Sri Krishna, just always dedicated to listening to bhajans. If I keep listening, by listening alone, Tepi Chati Taranti Eva, they will also be liberated. And he just doesn't say Taranti, he says Taranti Eva, means for sure they will be liberated. Eva is adding a lot of surety to this entire act. So do not keep any doubts in your mind. Shri Krishna himself has told that it's okay if you're not able to do anything, continuously keep listening to these scriptures. Continuously keep listening to saints like our Param Puja Gurudev, listening to the kathas. See, do dhyan if you can. Attain gyan, attain knowledge if you can. Try to inculcate karma yoga in your actions. We should all strive to do this. But at any cost, do not leave reciting Śrīmad-Bhagavadgītā. Do not stop listening to the Bhagavad Katha, Rama Katha. And while you are listening to all this, what will happen? Gradually, automatically, that anubhuti will happen. We will get that experience. We will start realizing God. See, one very beautiful sentence Swamiji says here, Shabdon mein artha mat khojo. What happens? We start looking into translations and what does this mean and what does that mean? Everybody is not meant for that. Sometimes we just have to listen to these. When we say Shri Bhagavan Vacha, automatically just think Shri Krishna is talking to you. Just realize, just experience that Shri Krishna himself is talking to you. Whether you are understanding or not, you are just reminded of Shri Krishna. That is also going to liberate you. Chati Tarantyeva. That's so beautiful. Such beautiful assurance Shri Krishna has given here. And he continues, Yavat sanjayate kinchit satvam sthavara jangamam kshetra kshetragya sanyoga tadviddhi bharatarshava. Gradually, when you keep listening, you will, now you have a complete assurance that you will also be liberated. Now, when we talk about liberation, what is the actual liberation that Shri Krishna is gradually explaining us? What is he telling? You will also be liberated. Jnana yoga, karma yoga, all this he has told. If not, no yoga you are able to do. Just listen to to the hymns, to the stuti of scriptures, to the stuti of Shri Krishna, to the characteristics of Paramatma, and then what will happen? You will develop a vision. What is that vision? A vision that is going to take you towards liberation. And that Shri Krishna starts describing from the shlok. Yavat sanjayate kinchit satvam sthavara jangamam kshetra kshetragya sanyoga tadviddhi bharatarshava. Everything in this world, sthavara jangamam, the moving and the unmoving, like unmoving things like mountains, trees, these are all sthavar. They are steady, unmoving things. Jangamam, these are moving things, birds, insects, human beings, etc. All are created under the union of what? Kshetra and Kshetrajna. Gradually, when we keep listening to all other things, we develop an understanding that all are created due to an union of the Kshetra and the Kshetrajna. All the perishable objects are the Kshetra, and the knower of all these objects is the Kshetrajna. Just a small revision of what is the Kshetra and the Kshetrajna. So Kshetra, Kshetrajna Sanyogat means because of the union of these two, they both have come together. And what has happened? Kshetra, Kshetrajna Sanyoga, Tadvidhi, Bharatarshava, you understand this. And gradually, when we will be liberated by what? We will be able to free ourselves from this cycle. How? Because of all these actions that we have done, we will understand that together they are existing, but we will develop a beautiful vision of what? Samatha. And then that gradually takes us to liberation. What is that vision? Samam sarveshu bhuteshu tishthantam parameshwaram vinashyatsva vinashyantam yah pashyati sa pashyati. Listen very carefully. Samam sarveshu bhuteshu tishtantam parameshwaram. The God is equally present in all beings. It is not that the proportion of Kshetrajna in one creature is less than the other creature. What we feel, oh, God Tattva more in my daughter, less in my daughter-in-law, more in my mother, less in my mother-in-law. No, He is equally present. Samam sarveshu bhuteshu is equally present everywhere. Tishtantam parameshwaram. The God has established Himself in equal proportion everywhere. But yaha vinashyatsu avinashyat Swam pashyati, saha pashyati. Who is actually having the right word? Who is actually the wise seeker? Who is the person who has a wisdom, who has a perception of wisdom? Who is able to see avinashatsva, means the indestructible tattva, the indestructible kshetrajna purush tattva in all the vinashatsva, means perishable, destructible objects of the world. So I can see the Purush Tattva in you, you can see the Purush Tattva in me. We all treat each other with respect. The moment we realize that everything, everybody, every being around me is having God in equal proportion, what will happen? Our vision becomes very clear. And the one who is able to see with that kind of vision, Yaf Pashyati Sah Pashyati, he is the actual he is the actual onlooker. He is the actual person who has the capacity to see in the true sense. The one who sees like this is actually seeing in true sense. This is like very simple. Suppose a daughter-in-law is married into a family, and nowadays we are very fashion conscious with the ornaments and all. If somebody gives, okay, this is hamare puratan, all the age old generation, old design gold ornament, if some daughter-in-law is gifted, what she'll feel, nowadays we don't wear these heavy heavy designs. Mummy, let me just make a new design. And so the mother will say, okay, with a heavy art, theek hai, kar lo, bana lo. Now, when this golden ornament goes to the goldsmith, to the jeweler shop, what he will say? For him, the design doesn't matter. He will take weight, and make a new design. In that much, this much design will be made, this much money you will get. For him, gold is gold. He is not seeing the design, irrespective of the design. What he sees, he only sees the gold in that ornament. The design has no importance to that goldsmith. He said, okay, whichever design you like. For me, what matters? How much gold is required? What is the amount of gold in that ornament? Just like that. For us also, it is like God is present everywhere. But what we see the face. This is this person, this is that person. We are not able to see Avinashatsva Tattva, the undestructible Brahma Tattva in the people around us. Hmm? We are only seeing the designs that he has made. We are not seeing the creator of those designs in that person. How was Bhakta Prahlad's vision? Because he was Ashruti Parayan, because he was constantly chanting, he was a dhyana yogi. What Bhakta Prahlad could see? He could see Lord Vishnu everywhere. Even in a pillar, he was very sure there is God in this pillar also. For him, the God actually appeared in a pillar. Why? Because he had that perception. This will happen to the one who has faith. For the one who doesn't have faith, for the one who doubts whether the pillar has the God or not, he is not there. But for the one who has faith, the God is there. So the person with such a perception sees God everywhere, sees God all the time. And because of that perception, he forever remains connected with the God. He is never separate from the God. He is never separate from the Paramatma Tattva. And what does a person with such a perception achieve? What is it that he will get out of such a vision? Samam pashan hi sarvatra samavasthitamishwaram nahi nasyatmanatmanan tato yati parangatim. Once we develop this perception of equality, equanimity, what will happen? We will develop this attitude of equality towards everything. And this is the very essence of yoga. We have read this, Sabatvai Yoga Uchyate. The very essence of yoga is what? Seeing everything with equality, seeing everything with a equanimity. The one who understands that the same God is residing in everything around him, he will have automatically a very beautiful behavior towards everybody. And such a person will be nahi nasyat manatmanan, won't take steps to harm anyone. He will not be taking any step that will lead to his own deterioration. Na hinasti atmana atmanam. Because the same God is in you, the same God is in me, I cannot take any step to harm you, because your tattva and my tattva are same. So a person who has this developed this drishti of samatha will not be taking any steps that will lead to any sort of deterioration. And what will happen to such a person? Tato yati parangatim. The ultimate salvation, the ultimate union with God will happen for that kind of person. So what we have to understand, the best advantage of this human body is that you can get the knowledge of all these things. And after getting the knowledge of all these things, we will be able to attain a union with God. We will be united with the God. So to attain this, what should a devotee do? What should the sadhak do? Shri Krishna is telling again, hey Arjun, understand again. Prakriti aivacha karmani kriyamadhani sarvashah yah pashyati tathatmanam akartaram sapashyati. This Sri Krishna has told earlier also. And because it is a very important thing, he is telling again. What he is saying, now you have got a vision of what? Equanimity towards everyone. You are seeing all as equal. And now develop attitude of being a akartara. Understand that this Prakriti is doing all the activities around you. Yav pashyati tathatmanam. You have to see yourself as how akartaram. That I am not the one who is doing it. For instance, if you are traveling in a train, now sometimes the train stops at a signal, and what we see? Hmm? We see, sorry, the moment train starts moving, what we see? That the trees are also moving. But actually, are the trees moving? We see, are wo ped ja rahe hain, all the trees are moving, all the things around us are moving. But are those things actually moving? No. Who is moving? The train is moving. We are the ones who are moving. Like that, the Prakriti is doing all the activities. We are the Purush Tattva. Understand all these things. So we are not responsible. Everything has to happen in our life. We are not actually doing it. So how should our attitude be? This has happened, but Atmanam Akartaram Pashyati. We should be able to see all the activities that are happening. Why? Because of the grace of God. Because of the when the creeper, you see, if you see in some gardens, there will be a pole or a small plant on which around which the creeper will take support and it will start growing. The plant will have what attitude? I am not doing anything. It is this creeper is getting nourishment from where? From the soil, from the sun, from the rain, and it is growing. Though it is taking the support, the pole doesn't feel that, oh, I am the one because of which because of which this creeper is growing. He is thinking what? That everything is happening with the support of God. I see myself as a akartara. The pole sees himself as a akartara, doesn't realize that he is supporting all the actions. Like that, we are here to support all the actions, but we should not start believing ourselves as the doer of all the actions. Such a realization should be firm within us. Like, why I say it should be firm within us. If a good thing is done, automatically we start, this I have done, I have done. The moment the action is, not that great, then we start, no, I am not responsible. No, not by choice. For every action, the realization of being an akartara should be firm within us. When such a realization is firm within us, and then what Shri Krishna tells for such people, yada bhuta prathak bhavam ekastham anupashyati tata eva cha vistaram brahma sampadyate tada. Again, he is elaborating this vision that this kind of person has. Yada bhuta prathak bhavam ekastham anupashyati. One who sees that, in these variety of things that are visible around us, there is only one Brahma Tattva. Brahma Sampatyate Tada. What he is saying, that whatever I see this world around me, everything is an expansion of what? Brahma Tattva. Everything is a vistar, expansion of this Brahma Tattva. Then we should be able to have that realization very, very firmly within us. Now, this kind of perception is not only spiritual, it is very scientific also. In our scriptures, the Jnaneshwari that has been written around 700 years back now, 750 years back. In that also, Jnaneshwar Maharaj has spoken about the atom, Anu. Anu, Parmanu, all these things are mentioned. Even in Bhagavad Gita, when Shri Krishna is saying everything is an expansion of the Brahma Tattva, he is talking about that Anu, that everything is the expansion of that energy. Energy can neither be created nor destroyed. It cannot be, it can only be transformed from one form to another form. And that energy is responsible for this expansion of this entire universe. That scientific outlook also is coming out of this particular shlok. We have to, and we consider that Brahma as what? The Brahma, the atom which is responsible for this expansion, as the Brahma Tattva. That is exactly what Vision Shri Krishna is saying, that everything is an expansion. Brahma Sampadyate Tada. The one who realized that everything is coming from the Brahma Tattva. The moment we understand that everything is an expansion of these atoms, this entire expansion is of happening out of it, we start realizing ourselves as very small. This understanding takes us very close to Brahma Vidya. That is why this yoga, this Bhagavad Gita, when we say the Pushpika, what do we say? Brahma Vidyayai Yoga Shastre. The Yoga Shastra that we are trying to understand is a small part of this Brahma Vidya. That this entire universe is an expansion of the Brahma Tattva. So even the modern day science believes the same thing. Our Gita is also telling the same thing. What is the difference between the Gita and our science? We have to understand. And all these things, many thousands of years back, 700 years back, while explaining this shlok itself in Jnaneshwari, the mention of Anu is there. So this knowledge was with our culture, with our saints. From that time, that is how they have uh, explained the Brahma Tattva for everyone. And explaining how is this Brahma Tattva, Shri Krishna explains it further. Anadatva nirgunatvat paramatmayam apyayah sharirasthopi kaunteya nakaroti na lipyate. Anaditva, this tattva is anadi. It has no ends. Avyaya, it is nirguna, means it is not under the influence of these three gunas. Nirgunatvat, Paramatma, it is the divine, supreme, divine Paramatma Tattva. And this is Avyaya, it is imperishable. It does not deteriorate with time. And where it is dwelling, what is the address of the Brahma Tattva? Sharirastha. Sometime back we saw Prakritistha, Kanthastha, Sharirastha. Means what? It is dwelling, situated very much in our body. So it is very much present in our body. Nakaroti na lipyate. It is sitting inside this body. It is imperishable. It is the divine form and it is not getting under the influence of any qualities. It is just sitting there and ensuring that everything is being done. But it is not the actual doer that we have to embed in our minds. It is like, the river is flowing. And when you peep inside the river, the reflection you are able to see. The water keeps flowing like that. The Prakriti is just doing its job. But the reflection is what? It is steady. It doesn't change. With the flowing water, the reflection that is there, it will not be, change. It will not change anything, but the reflection is there. However, based on the quality of water, the reflection's appearance might change a little. The Prakriti, the Purusha Tattva is like that. It is a reflection of the Paramatma Tattva in the Prakriti. Now it is up to this reflection to identify itself and separate itself from the Prakriti. And similar thing, Sri Krishna explains the same concept with some illustrations from examples of his own. What does he say? Yatha sarvagatam saukshmyadakashanopalipyate सर्वत्रावस्थितो देहे तथात्मानोपलिप्यते. He's given an example of a sky. Sometimes it rains, sometimes it is lightning, sometimes the sky is clear. All these things are happening in the sky. But does the sky get tainted with all these activities? It does not. Akashan no palipyate. We throw different colors on Holi, Ganpati, on our different festivals. We throw different colors in the air. The sky appears colorful, but does it keep any reflections with it? No. Sarvatravasthito dehe tathatmanopalipyate. Just like that, even the Atma Tattva, it is what? It is seated, it is rooted. Avasthita, it is seated. Sarvatra avasthita, it is seated where? In the deha, in our body. But it is not tainted by the activities done by the body. So tathatmano palipyate. And everything is happening under the influence of what? Under the influence of the Prakash, under the influence of this Chidan, under the influence of this Atma Tattva, which is what? Chidananda Rupa. It is a part of that Paramatma Tattva. So Sri Krishna explains the same concept in the next shlok. Yatha prakasha yatyeka kritsnallokamimham ravihi Kshetrang kshetri tatha kritsnam prakashayati bharata. What is happening? The yatha prakashayati, just the way the sun is rising and keep all the actions are happening. How? Under the influence of the sun. All these actions keep happening. They are going to happen, and all, like we are striving, the different farms are growing, our trees are growing, all the actions are happening under the light of what? Under the light of sun. But the sun remains untainted, unaffected by all these activities. He is just there as a source of illumination. Hmm? Just like that. Similarly, the kshetra, similarly, the field, the kshetra, our body is illuminated by whom? By the kshetrajna. He is illuminated by the kshetrajna, that is the Paramatma Tattva. So just how the sunlight is the sustaining force for this world, the kshetrajna, the jivatma, is the sustaining force for this body. Without this jivatma within me, the body becomes what? A dead body. It will not be of no use. It will not be able to do any activities. So all the activities are happening under the illumination, under the light of what? The kshetrajna. The activities are the activities of the kshetra dwell on what? The energy from this Paramatma Tattva, from the activities of the kshetrajna. That this we should all understand. And the one who is able to see this, how you will be able to see this? With the light of the knowledge which we have got from this chapter. So what Sri Krishna says in that context, kshetra kshetrajnayorevam antarajnana chakshusha bhuta prakriti mokshaincha ye viduryanti te param. The one who understands that the difference between kshetra and kshetrajna, kshetra kshetrajnayoho evam antaram, the distinction between the kshetra and the kshetrajna. How can you understand this distinction? With the help of jnana chakshusha, with the help of the eyes of what? Knowledge. We have to separate the dal and rice, isn't it? We have to separate. We need a very good vision for that separation. But for understanding the separation of the kshetra from the kshetrajna, what kind of eyesight we need? We need the eyesight of the knowledge, jnana chakshusha. Bhuta prakriti mokshaincha ye viduryanti te param. This entire show of Prakriti, Panchamahabhut, everything in the liberation, all this is going to come from what? The knowledge that we attain from this entire concept of understanding the kshetra and the kshetrajna. So what we have to do to attain the God? We do not need to go very far. We do not need to go run away to the Himalayas, run away here and there, sannyas. Do we need to do ourselves? No. No need to say great things about ourselves. No need to do anything. Only thing what we have to try to understand is the difference between Atma and Anatma. Understand the difference between the Jad and the Chaitanya. We have mixed up these two and have started believing that this Jada body is everything. The man is also a part of Jad. So the moment our mind gets affected, our actions get affected and we start feeling the pain. We have to understand this. The feelings that are generating within the man, that is also Jad. What we have to do, we have to uncover the difference between the two. Understand that the Atma is different from the Anatma, that is the matter. Separate these two with the help of the knowledge that we have attained in this particular chapter. Once we are able to see everything with that separation, once we are able to see the Paramatma in all the people around us, we will be attaining a place closer to Sri Krishna. We will be able to have that kind of vision. And there is a question that naturally arises to us: is it possible? Is it possible to attain that kind of vision? And what is the guarantee that such people are close to Sri Krishna? Look at the life of our saints. How Mirabai was. She could see, irrespective of what they were going through in their lives, irrespective of what Jnaneshwar Maharaj was going through in his life, irrespective of what Sant Tukaram Maharaj was going through in this life, irrespective of what Sant Surdas Maharaj was going through in his life, what they have done? Focused only on the Atman, only on the Krishna Tattva, only on the Kshetrajna. And that has resulted in what? they have gone closer to the Paramatma Tattva. They didn't get entangled in the sorrow and pleasures of the life. They didn't get entangled. They attained that special skill set to keep these two separate and see what? See the entire world with a vision of samatha, with the vision of equanimity. And that is how they attained liberation in their lives itself while being a part of this life itself. They didn't have to wait for their bodies to, for their souls to separate from their bodies. They got that liberation in their living life itself. That kind of equanimity Sri Krishna expects us also to develop gradually. May Sri Krishna also provide this skill set to all of us by the means of this chapter, by blessings of Sri Krishna, Gyaneshwar Maharaj and Param Pujya Swamiji. May we all also aptly acquire these skill sets of being able to separate the Paramatma Tattva from the Prakriti and try to groom ourselves for the greater liberation. With this prarthana, with this prayer for all of us, I offer this entire discussion at the lotus feet of Param Pujya Gurudev. Om Shri Krishna Arpanamatsu. Shri Krishna Arpanamastu. Om Tat Sat. Hari Om Shri Gurave Namaha. With that, we come to the end of this 13th chapter. Om Tat Saditi Śrīmad-Bhagavadgītā Supanishatsu Brahma Vidyāyā Yoga Shastre Shri Krishna Arjuna Samvade Kshetra Kshetrajna Vibhaga Yogo Namatrayodashodhyāyah. Om Shri Krishna Arpanamastu. Hari Om Tat Sat.
Thank you, Didi. Thank you for beautiful and simplifying the deep meanings of Gita. We are truly grateful to you, Didi. And once again, I would like to inform that Gita Maitri Milan is happening in Visakhapatnam on Sunday, June 1st. We warmly invite all the members to join and be a part of this joyful satsang. And the level 1 sessions of Learngeeta program will commence from 30th May in 13 different languages and 21 different time slots. Let us collectively make effort to invite our friends, relatives, and neighbors to join this divine journey, and please share the Vivation links to your near and dear ones. Murli Das ji, please unmute yourself.
Murli Das Bhaiya.
Jai Shri Krishna, Didi.
Jai
What a
Shri
wonderful,
Krishna.
explanation. I really enjoyed the entire time, Didi. I wish it was going on further. It was.
I all of a sudden realized the time and the chapter also luckily got over. Yes. All
Didi, I
Swamiji.
have
Hmm.
one question, Didi. While we have to see God in everybody, He's there in everybody, but there are some people it is becomes so difficult to deal. How do we manage such a
See, this
situation?
comes by practice. What we should be able to do is separate the people's deeds from the person. What we have started believing that some bad act has given us that impression. We start judging a person only by that one activity. We fail to ignore other activities. उनमें कुछ अच्छा भी होगा. There's a small story of Duryodhan and Yudhishthir. Once Shri Krishna gave Duryodhan a task to go in the city, find two people. He says, go get two people who have absolutely, who are absolutely free from all doshas. बिल्कुल कोई जो दोष नहीं है उनमें. Go and find two such people. He gave him 1 day to find such a person who has absolutely no dosh. So this Duryodhan went everywhere in the village. He says, at the end of the day, he came. He said, I couldn't find anybody. Oh, सब में कुछ ना कुछ तो था. They all had some or the other problem. So I didn't find a single person who has even one good thing in them. It's like, I couldn't see. The next day, he gave a similar task to Yudhishthir. He says, now you go, and the entire day, you have to find two people who have, only bad qualities. You have to find somebody similar task, only bad. Yudhishthir also went throughout the day. He says at the end of the day he also came back. He said, "Koi nahi mila. I couldn't find anybody. Sab mein kuch na kuch to acha hai. At least one or the other good they have." So it all depends on our perception. Like one thing is bad, we ignore other things also. That is one thing. And then when such a thing comes, we should also be able to let go. Little bit let go. But don't be asavad. We have to be cautious of people. It's not that because I have a vision of equanimity. In last session we saw, I don't remember which chapter Vivechan I was doing, but samadarshinaha. You have to be a samadarshinaha, but not samavartinaha. Depending on the situation, you have to ensure that your behavior is balanced. But when that perception comes, what we do, suppose I have to give food to my family member, I will give good quality food. When the maid is hungry, we give kuch stale, kuch purana bacha hai kya, we will give them that vision of inequality is not good. That vision we should have of equality. But when it comes to giving my tejori chavi, I can give to my family member, I will not give it to somebody, a stranger, right? So the behavior should be according to that, but the vision should be very pure. Okay.
Thank you very much, Didi. That was a good distinction. Thank you. Jai Shri Krishna.
Jai Shri Krishna. I think we are done. Didi?
Didi, shall we end with that? What that hand raises. If anyone have doubt, please raise your hand and turn on your cameras.
I think no. It's late today, so I think.
Didi, you explained wonderfully that no one has any doubt. Okay, Didi. Let us express our gratitude to the divine and conclude with a soulful prayer. I invite Ms. Gayatri Shankala ji from Mandasur, Madhya Pradesh, a passionate singer and a sincere seeker. Gayatri ji finds immense joy in reading Bhagavad Gita and Bhagavad Purana. Didi joined Geeta Pariwar in August 2022. I think Didi is not with us. So let's take the prayer. I'll take the prayer.
Yeah, you can.
Yogesham Satchidananda Vasudevam Vrajapriyam Dharma Samsthapatam Veeram Krishnam Vande Jagadgurum Shri Krishnam Vande Jagadgurum Shri Krishnarpanamastu.
Beautiful.
Heartfelt thanks to the respected Srimati Shraddha Raodeo Didi, technical team, Viveshan team, and Geeta Pariwar, and all our wonderful participants for making today's session successful. Gratitude to each one of you. And I request all of you to stay back for the recitation of Hanuman Chalisa if possible.
चरण सरोज रज निज मन मुकुर सुधारि बरनउ रघुबर बिमल जसु जो दायक फलचारि बुद्धिहीन तनु जानिके सुमिरौ पवन कुमार बल बुद्धि विद्या देहु मोहि हरहु कलेश विकार जय हनुमान ज्ञान गुण सागर जय कपीस तिहु लोक उजागर रामदूत अतुलित बल धामा अंजनी पुत्र पवन सुत नामा महावीर विक्रम बजरंगी कुमति निवार सुमति के संगी कंचन बरन विराज सुबेसा गानन कुंडल कुंचित केसा हाथ वज्र ध्वजा विराजय कांधे मूंज जनेऊ साजय शंकर सुवन केसरी नंदन तेज प्रताप महाजगबंदन विद्यावान गुणी अति चातुर राम काज करिबेको आतुर प्रभु चरित्र सुनिबेको रसिया राम लखन सीता मन बसिया सूक्ष्म रूप धरि सिहि दिखावा विकट रूप धरि लंक जरावा भीम रूप धरि असुर सहारे रामचंद्र के काज सवारे लाय सजीवन लखन जियाए श्री रघुवीर हर्षि उर लाए रघु रघुपति कीनी बहुत बड़ाई, तुम मम प्रिय भरत ही समभाई। सहस बदन तुम रोजस गावै, अस कहि श्रीपति कंठ लगावै। सनकादिक ब्रह्मादि मुनीसा, नारद सारद सहित अहिसा। जम कुबेर दिगपाल जहाते, कवि कोविद कहि सके कहाते। तुम उपकार सुग्रीव ही कीन्हा, राम मिलाय राजपद दीन्हा। तुम्हरो मंत्र विभीषण माना, लंकेश्वर भय सब जग जाना। जुग सहस्र जो जन पर भानु, लील्यो ताहि मधुर फल जानू। प्रभु मुद्रिका मेलि मुख माहि, जलधि लांघि गए अचरज नाही। दुर्गम काज जगत के जेते, सुगम अनुग्रह तुम्हरे तेते। राम दुआरे तुम रखवारे, होत न आज्ञा बिनु पैसारे। सब सुख लहै तुम्हारी सरना, तुम रक्षक काहू को डरना। आपन तेज समारो आपै, तीनों लोक हाकते कापै। भूत पिशाच निकट नहीं आवै, महावीर जब नाम सुनावै। नासै रोग हरै सब पीरा, जपत निरंतर हनुमत बीरा। संकट ते हनुमान छुड़ावै, मन क्रम वचन ध्यान जो लावै। सब पर राम तपस्वी राजा, जिनके काज सकल तुम साजा। और मनोरथ जो कोई लावै, सोई अमित जीवन फल पावै। चारों जुग परताप तुम्हारा, है प्रसिद्ध जगत उजियारा। साधु संत के तुम रखवारे, असुर निकंदन राम दुलारे। अष्ट सिद्धि नो निधि के दाता, असबर दीन जानकी माता। राम रसायन तुम्हारे पासा, सदा रहो रघुपति के दासा। तुम्हारे भजन राम को पावै, जन्म जन्म के दुख बिसरावै। अंत काल रघुवर पुर जाई, जहाँ जन्म हरि भक्त कहाई। और देवता चित्तन धरई, हनुमत से सर्व सुख करई। संकट कटई मिटई सब पीरा, जो सुमिरै हनुमत बल बीरा। जय 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 हनुमान गोसाई, कृपा करहु गुरुदेव की नाई। जो सत बार पाठ कर कोई, छूट ही बंदी महासुख होई। जो यह पढ़ हनुमान चालीसा, होय सिद्धि साखी गौरीसा। तुलसीदास सदा हरि चेरा, की जय नाथ हृदय महडेरा। पवन तनय संकट हरन, मंगल मूर्ति रूप। राम लखन सीता सहित, हृदय बसहु सुर भूप। सियावर रामचंद्र की जय, पवन सुत हनुमान की जय।
Jai Shri Krishna to all of you and have a good day, good night.